What's up, y'all? Let's go to the movies. I forgot my blanket. Let's go watch Sting. I don't like spiders. Tarantulas, I don't mind, but this better be worth it. Let's go. Alright, let's talk about it. So that was Sting, directed by Kaya Roach Turner, stars Alila Brown, Ryan Core. This story takes place in modern day New York in an apartment complex. We're in one location, this apartment complex, and the apartments therein. The landlord is landlording. We don't like her. What I found very interesting, one, when we come into the film, the first character we meet is the spider. So we know what this spider is. We know more about this spider than these characters seem to know, but that's not important right now. One of the first things I notice is that it's wintertime and it's snowing. Snow in horror movies is very interesting. It usually means we're trapped. Charlotte, she's prepubescent of some kind, likes to travel through the air ducts in her apartment complex, spying on the neighbors, sneaking into her grandmother's apartment and taking pictures and taking things, and that's when she finds said spider, takes it with her and puts it in a jar in her bedroom. She lives with her mother, her stepfather Ethan, and her baby brother, 6-month-old Liam. It looks like Ethan is the super, so he takes care of things around the building, and he's also an illustrator for a graphic novel series that he does with his stepdaughter. And it seems to be their thing. It's a sweet little relationship that they have. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. She develops a little relationship with this spider that she calls Sting. She feeds the spider, and he's growing exponentially. This story takes place over 4 days. So Sting goes from being like this big to like the size of my car. For those who do not know, this is a subgenre of horror called creature feature. So your monster movies, Frankenstein, The Mummy, War of the Worlds, Alien, movies that are centered around a monster, a creature of some kind. Kaiju films, Godzilla, creature feature. I enjoy the setting. I love how this all takes place in one building, giving us a very claustrophobic kind of feel. Add in the snow to let us know that they're stuck inside this place. They can't get out. They're trapped. Camera angles are also very interesting. The lighting is very dark. I don't know if that's because the movie itself was dark or the theater that I was in kind of sucks. The lighting in Theater 4 is the worst. God, I'm here too often. So some technical cinematography things, sound, I enjoyed. The movie itself is just okay. It's not particularly scary. It's not as gross as it could be. Now, I forget what it's like typophobia or trypophobia, something like that, where you see like patterns and you get itchy. I get that, where I'll see certain patterns and then I just get scratchy. Warning, for those of us who are like that, there are some things in here that are like that, not too much. If you see a spider web and you get a little kind of thing. But this movie, it's not as scary as it could be. It's not as gross as it could be for it being about a spider that, has a spider web and whatnot. Very tame, I think, for what it could be. It's just okay. What stands out in this plot is the family aspect. You have, again, Charlotte and her stepdad, and her stepdad feeling inadequate as a provider because he is the super and he's wanting to provide for his family, feeling inadequate as as a father because he wants to be a good dad to Charlotte. He's feeling very insecure as to the role in her life, and I think if you are a father, daughter, I mean the movie again, it's just okay. It's all right. It's nothing to cry home about. Definitely in terms of like your generic horror movies that I've seen this year, like Night Swim, Imaginary, Lisa Frankenstein. So some of your more generic horror movies that I've seen this year. This is definitely the best of the bunch. Not that's not saying a whole lot because those have sucked, but this it's not too bad. I mean, this is something I would watch again at home, in the middle of the day, kind of. I wouldn't watch it at night because I don't like spiders like that. But it's just okay. I'm slightly disappointed, but not too disappointed. I was just hoping it would be a little more gross. But, in terms of, hey, should I go see this movie? I would highly recommend this for like fathers and daughters. The father daughter relationship here, I think it's precious. It's so sweet. And, there's some ups and downs with it. I wish we had dug into that a little bit more. The movie's too short for its own good. It's only an hour and a half. I felt like we could have gotten more out of that family aspect, more out of the character development. I wouldn't say the character development was flat. It just fell short. I felt like we weren't given enough time. But the father daughter relationship here, stepfather daughter relationship, it's it's precious. I think this would be a good daddy-daughter date. If you're a daddy and a daughter who enjoy these kinds of movies, this is for you. But that's it. There's really not much else to say about it. It's just okay. You know? It's just okay. They should have waited to release this, I would say, August-ish. Maybe early September, where you're not competing with some of these bigger blockbusters that are out right now, competing with them for their bigger screens. Because right now, Dune is still taking up space. Civil War, I think, is in IMAX right now. It's going to be this weekend. Godzilla, what else? Ghostbusters. So you have a lot of big blockbustery movies out right now that are taking space in your bigger theaters. I think this deserves a bigger screen and better sound than what I saw. So I think that kind of sucks. Could have been better, but not terrible.